Hey guys, welcome back to That Awkward Show. My name is Livy Galvan, and today I want to talk to you about a book that I just finished reading, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Now don't worry, the first half of the review is going to be spoiler-free, but the second half is going to have major spoilers, but I will let you know when that happens. But in order to make a better review out of this, I think I'm going to have to take a trip and get some supplies. Alright, I think now that I brought back my stash of goodies, we can begin. Alright, now let's talk book. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child is actually the 8th book in the series, and it was released on the 31st of July of this year. Coincidentally, the 31st of July is when Harry Potter, our main character, celebrates his birthday, so happy belated birthday, Harry. This also means it's been 9 years since the last Harry Potter book. Now, a lot has happened in those 9 years. I mean, the actors that play the characters have even moved on to big and better things. For example, Daniel Radcliffe participated in a couple of interesting indie movies like Horns, or Swiss Army Man, in which he plays a farting cadaver who's basically used as a Swiss Army knife. And we've seen Emma Watson do a big variety of roles already. She did a cameo on This Is the End, it was really funny, or she was also in Perks of Being a Wallflower, and her latest big project is playing Belle in the live-action movie Beauty and the Beast. And then there are some other actors like Matthew Lewis. I think he's done like some roles in TV shows like back in Britain, but his most notable appearance was definitely in a photo shoot last year for Attitude magazine. Now that raised some eyebrows. Even JK was shocked. But coming back to our book, in Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, time also flew by. I mean, not only did our characters grow up, but they had kids of their own. Now, I know I keep calling it a book, but in fact it is actually a play, and what we got as a book is the rehearsal script for it. Which means two things. J.K. Rowling probably came up with the idea of the story, but it was actually Jack Thorne and John Tiffany who did the whole writing. And second, this story is not as detailed as the other Harry Potter books, since it's a dialogue for a play. So even though there's annotations of how they're setting up the scene so that you can basically imagine how the stage is going to look like, you will not get the same effect as the other Harry Potter books. This also means that it's quite an easy read. I mean, it's a bunch of dialogue and you'll probably finish it in like 2-3 sittings. So in this story, it's been 19 years since we last saw our characters, and we actually pick up where the last book left. We see Harry, who's happily married to Ginny Weasley, and they have 3 kids of their own. James Sirius, Albus Severus, and Lily Luna. Now, I get the idea of naming your kid as a tribute to someone, but come on, like 3 of them? So anyway, our story now follows Albus Potter, Harry's second child, and now it's his turn to go to Hogwarts. Not only is he going to a crazy magical school, but there's also that pressure that he has to live up to his dad's name. And to make matters even more stressful, he becomes best friends with Scorpio. Yes, Draco Malfoy's son. I mean, who names his kid Scorpio? You're just asking to be put in Slytherin. This of course does not make Harry happy, and to top it all off, there's rumors now that Voldemort is coming back. How? I don't know. I mean, last we saw him, he was dead. And of course, Albus takes it upon himself to go stop that from happening. So Harry Potter and the Cursed Child is indeed a sequel, but since now the focus has changed to the new characters, the sons of our main characters, it feels more like fanfiction. Now, the events in the book happen way too fast, which might be fun to see on stage, seeing how they change from one scene to the other that quickly, but at the same time, it does not give you enough chance to relate to the characters or care for them. They also bring back a lot of characters, even some that you're like, really? Did you have to bring that character back? That wasn't... Who is this? and now rather than a sequel, it feels more of a reunion for a TV show or something. And not to mention the plot holes. There's so many plot holes that I feel like when they were writing, they even forgot what they had written before, and then they realized that they had to get out of a situation, so they just like magic the way out of that. I definitely had some mixed feelings about this story. I mean, of course, ever since I read the first book back in elementary school, I became a really big fan. So it was interesting to see how our characters were doing and what they were up to as adults. Also, it was very fun seeing how many Harry Potter events happened to pop up in the neighborhood. Like, fans would create their own event, or bookstores were having like a release party for the book. It was really fun. Now, it's time for the spoiler part of the review, so if you haven't read it, go read it and come back and watch the rest of it, because I need to rant about it.